Forest, and welcome back to another mod review. So today we're reviewing the Endergetic Expansion for 1.15.2, and it adds a few features to the end. So it revamps the main end island, and it also adds a new biome, which is called the Poise Forest. As you can see, it's very alien-like. And now let's just get straight into this mod review. So once you spawn in the main end island, you'll notice a few changes. So one of the changes is the end crystals. So now the end crystals have purple fire under them, and they spawn on top of a crystal holder. The purple fire actually gives it a good aesthetic, and it makes it look kind of mystical. The next change is the end well. So the end well now has a few cool blocks that start glowing once you defeat the ender dragon. So you can't obtain these in your normal creative menu, but you can use your middle mouse button to actually grab one, and there we go. So you can grab any of these, but you can't grab it off your normal creative menu. The only thing you can actually craft are the obsidian lanterns. So to craft the obsidian lantern, you need one dragon's breath and one obsidian. And this is just a very cool light source here in the end, and they look so much better than the end rods. And also I just noticed that the writing here on this end well makes it look much more ancient.
I'm trying to decipher this ancient language. All I can read is click them blocks.
I think I might just say free the end like in the achievement. Also, Horsican, you can see more stuff later on. Now let me finish.
Alright.
Also, Jot, I expect more from you.
Okay.
The last change you'll notice to the main end island is the end gateway. So this is just the last change to this area. Now on to the biome. So for now, this mod only adds one biome, which is called the Poise Forest. As you can see, it's very alien-like. So there's two new mobs here, and there's a bunch of plant life. And the trees here are called poise trees. As you can see, the plants and mobs sometimes spawn inside these trees, which makes it seem so alien. I've never seen a mod do this, and it's pretty epic, isn't it? And as far as structures go, this is called a poise dome. So these poise domes are much bigger than the trees, and they can support much more life in here. And this is so big that you can actually make a house out of this. These aren't that common, but I found 3 of them. So hopefully you guys have enough luck like I did, and you can find 3 of them because they look pretty cool, and I wish I could make a base out of them. And if you're wondering, yes, normal structures do spawn anyway. So here is an end tower, and there's another end tower over there, and there's another one over there. So yeah, I ran into a lot of luck today, and I've never seen so many of them close together. Now onto the blocks. So the blocks you'll get here are called poise stems. So these poise stems work exactly like a normal overworld tree, and you can do whatever you want with it. And I think this one only allows you to make the 6-sided wood. So yeah, that's the only thing you can make with this. But with the poise stem, you can make absolutely any type of wood you want. And the end now has its equivalent of clay. So this works exactly like bricks, and you can use them in the exact same way. So you can just put this in the furnace, and it'll start turning into bricks.
There are so many cool mobs.
Oh yeah, there are. And also let me just get back to mod review. So as you can see, this emus turns into emus bricks, which can be used to build a house like this. So as you can see, I've built it out of some of the blocks here in the end. So these are the bricks, and here's the wood. So yeah, you can actually make pretty cool houses here. And if you were wondering, yes, you can grow these trees so you can get more wood. So you need a tall poise bush, and you only need one. So you also need the poise moss, which is used to grow it. So let me just put one piece of poise moss right here, and let me place a tall poise bush, and let me just give it bone meal, and after a while it'll start growing. So there we go, it just grew, and it grows more poise moss, so you can plant much more trees. So the poise cluster will actually start levitating you if you're going to survive one punch it. So as you can see, it starts levitating upwards. So this will start going up for a while, and I think it doesn't stop until you get off it. So once I get off this, it'll start going back down. So let me just get off this, and it should start going back down after a while. There we go, it's going back down, and yeah, it's going back to its same place. So you can actually make a cool elevator inside your house, but do keep in mind that this does keep going upwards, unless there's a roof over it, and it'll just stop. And to actually harvest these, you can use shears, or you could just punch one that's already floating upwards, and it should drop the block too. So I'm going to show you guys another block and an item. So you'll see how to get these once I go over the mobs in the mob section. So I almost forgot. So to make the booth block, you need 4 buffalo hide. So this boof block will start deflecting you if you start getting close to it. So there we go. If you get close to it, it'll start deflecting you. So there we go. And if you want to avoid it, you can just shift. But most people might not want to shift, and they'll just run straight into your wall, and they'll start bouncing them away. So you can use this as some sort of cool parkour. So there we go. You just saw me parkour a little bit. Even though I'm not a professional, I did parkour some bit. Now, since items actually go with blocks, I'm just gonna show you guys the buffalo vest. There we go. I don't know how to talk. And to make the vest, you need 7 buffalo hide and 1 boof block. And you got yourself a buffalo vest. So this can bounce up to 6 times. So this counts as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there we go. After 6, you'll fall. So yeah, do be careful. Only use it for a short distance, or else you're gonna fall into the void, and you're not gonna have a good time. Now onto the mobs and plants. So the first mob I'm gonna go over is the puff bug. So the puff bug is kind of cool, even though they're kind of small. So they'll usually spawn in a puff bug nest. So as you can see, they're sleeping right now, and they'll just get up and they'll start floating around. So let me just grab one of these puff bug hives, because I'm going to show you guys something really cool. So the cool thing about these is their attack. So once you start messing with their nest and you just punch it a little bit, they'll start going after you. So there we go. They just start stabbing themselves like needles. And don't use any potions, because this will happen. So there we go. He's filled with poison, and now he's going to inflict poison into me. So there we go. He stabbed me with poison. And yeah, do be careful, because you're gonna die pretty quickly. There we go. I just died. Now I just have to go back to the end now. So yeah, do make sure that you actually give them something nice. So there we go. They have something nice on them. They have regeneration. So yeah, if you're gonna stand up to them, just use regeneration. And now they're kind of helpful. So I'm just gonna show you guys how they're helpful. So they can actually pollinate something called the balloon bud. So this balloon bud will be pollinated. There we go. So they just go into it like they just did right now, and it starts opening, and then fruits start growing off it. And after a while, you get balloon fruit. So this balloon fruit is going to be useful later on, so do collect them. And if you did miss that, I'm just going to show you guys how they pollinate it. So there we go. Let me just get 4 of them so they can each pollinate something. So yeah, they're completely ignoring it right now, but there are some of them that aren't ignoring it. So there we go. They're just gonna park in there, and they're gonna start pollinating. I kind of like their little dance, don't you, Jonathan?
Yeah.
They're kind of funny, aren't they? And there we go. They just start flying away with some effect on them. I'm not sure what effect they have on them, but it's kind of cool that they can do this. And I was telling you guys that the balloon fruit is useful, so I'm gonna show you why. So first, let me find a buffalo. So the buffaloes are these frog-like things. So let me just tame one that is in the middle. You'll see why, because you can actually tame these and breed them. So let me just start feeding him some balloon fruit. So there we go. You have to actually insist on giving it to him. Then after a while, they'll start grabbing the balloon fruit, and they'll start eating it. And after a while, they'll become your friend. So there we go. He just became my friend, and he's just gonna start bouncing away. These can actually be ridden once they are tamed. So you can start bouncing around just like they do. So here we go. Let me just start bouncing around. And as you can see, he'll start floating around. And then you can just start pressing space again, and you can start floating again. So there we go. So this is kind of awesome. And I've never seen a mob that can actually fly like this or float around. And so this is the coolest frog I've ever seen. Thank you, buddy. You're the best, buddy. Also, no, actually, you're the kind of creepiest but cute buddy I've ever seen. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. And if you didn't know, buffaloes actually have bracelets on them. So they kind of work like dog collars, in which you can dye and just turn it into a different color. So Jonathan, do get one tamed so I can show you guys how to breed them. Wait, so I can show them how to breed them. Okay, Jonathan, make yours a pet. Oh, there we go. And now if you want to breed them, you use a poise cluster. So you just feed each one of them a poise cluster. So let me feed this one a poise cluster, and this one a poise cluster, and there we go. So there we go. And then the babies start spawning on top of the mom. And there we go. Look how cute they look. Even though their eyes look kind of creepy and they look like Herobrine, don't they?
Yeah.
But it's kind of cute. So they do spawn as tadpoles once they spawn in for the first time. And they're going to start following their mother around. So I'm gonna try to show you guys one that has already been grown up. And yes, if you want to make them grow up faster, you can just use balloon fruits, but it still takes a while. So let me just try to find a more mature one. So there we go. This is their second stage. As you can see, they'll start going further away from their mother because you can see that there's absolutely no mother nearby. But most of them do follow their mother. I think this one's mother just died. So poor thing. But as you can see, it still has its tail and it still has some limbs growing off it. So these limbs won't work until they're old enough to start jumping around. So these will constantly start jumping around. And unlike their adult relatives, they can just keep bouncing forever. And now if you were wondering where to get the buffalo hide, which is used for the buff block or the buffalo vest, you can actually kill them to get the buffalo hide. So here we go. I just got 2 buffalo hide. And some of these require more than 2. So yeah, you have to kill a few of them, which is kind of sad because they are kind of derpy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now for some bonus content. So if you put a boof block inside the dispenser and you power the dispenser, the boof block will work like it normally would, and it'll just make you bounce away. So if I click this, it'll make me bounce away. And another piece of bonus content is the buffaloes will start eating some puff bugs every once in a while. And once they start eating them, they'll start getting attacked by the puff bugs. So do be careful if you have a pet one and they start attacking a puff bug, because in groups, they can actually kill a buffalo in a few hits. So yeah, this guy won't survive. Okay, yeah, he didn't survive. So that was it for today's mod review on this amazing mod. So yeah, this is my favorite end mod because it looks so natural in the end. Yeah, all the alien-like creatures do seem like they fit in here and that they would actually evolve in a place like the end. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy this mod review, so don't forget to burn that subscribe button. If you happen to be new to this channel and happen to be enjoying my content, let's try to get to 10 likes on this mod review. And hopefully you guys have an awesome day or night. And see you all later. Bye!